Hello, everyone. This is Eric Smith from Capsim, and the purpose of today's video is to walk you through the course creation process. Now, I have already signed into my professor account, and we are looking at what's called our professor page. From here, to create a new course, we can click this link that says Launch New Course, or from the left-hand menu, we can click on Launch a New Course. Both will bring us to the same place. First step is agreeing to the terms of usage. It basically tells us all students must register for our course. I'm going to go ahead and click I agree. On the second step, you'll see any previous courses you created. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use the setup wizard. This is what you would select if it's your first course, or if we don't want to copy a previous template. Now, once we get to the course description, we're going to look for our school. In this case, I'm just going to use Capsim Management Simulations, but you should select your university here. It should already be in our database, along with selecting your campus location. Next, we need a course title and section number. I'm going to go ahead and create an instructor demo course with section 1. But of course, you'd use your course title and section number there. Select what day or days of the week you meet with the class, the student level or course level, along with number of students. I'm just going to put 1 for the purposes of this demonstration. And then I'd input a start and end date for my course. Usually courses are open for a couple months, and hit continue. Now, on this next step where we choose a simulation, I'm going to use Capstone 2.0 for this demonstration. Once I've selected my simulation, I could select a textbook that pairs with this simulation. There are a few options available. There's the Capsim book, or there's a couple different strategic management textbooks that we've partnered with some publishers. If we were using a different simulation like Capstone, Capsim Global, Capsim Core, Capsim Ops, right, we just click the appropriate radio button. Once we've made our selection, we just scroll down. We'll see there's an exam we could also select, along with what are called Capsim inboxes. These are essentially 1-hour homework assignments. We'll create a separate video talking about those, but those are micro simulations. We're going to set up a business simulation for our course. Now, this next step asks if we want to include an exam. I will create a separate video for this as well, but Inbox XM, it's essentially where we would get our individual grading component. It's where we could get assurance of learning data. Think of it as a simulation-based exam for now. I'm going to leave it off of this demo and just click continue. Now, here's the reason I wanted to walk you through Capstone 2.0. It's because there are 2 different versions of this simulation, as opposed to all of our other sims that just have a standard version. In Capstone 2.0, there's the standard version where students make decisions across the 4 functional areas. You can also choose to include HR and TQM. We've also recently added a more sustainability-focused version where it incorporates some more sustainability-based decisions into some of these departments. And instead of using a balanced scorecard for grading, it uses more of a triple bottom line approach. For the purposes of this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and select the standard version. We're not going to include any of the additional modules. Again, this is something I could create a separate video for, but the additional modules just add another layer of decision-making to the decision-making process. You can see a description of each of these if you're interested, but it incorporates things like the Internet of Things or community involvement initiatives, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. On the payment screen, to keep this brief, I'm just going to select students pay online. The other option we could select here is students will pay at the bookstore. If you're going to have students go through the bookstore, just make sure you're talking to your bookstore and that they've contacted Capsim to order registration codes that they can provide to the students. Of course, if they are going to the bookstore, there will be a markup. I can't tell you what that markup will be since that comes from the bookstore. There are some other options to get the students registered. If you have questions about those, just give us a call, send us an email. Anybody on the support team can walk you through those, but they would be things like bulk enrolling your students into the class and then either having the students pay when they sign in, or we could invoice the university. Capsim also has the ability to be incorporated into your university's learning management system. So again, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to select students pay online and keep going. And on this last review and send request step, it's just summarizing the selections we made. We give this a good once over. We're going to look and make sure our start and end dates are okay, that we selected the correct simulation. All looks well, no e-text, no exam. I'm going to click create course. And, that's where we're going to wrap up this video. The next video will go over how to set up our industry, which is essentially asking, how many sections do we need? How many participant teams versus how many computer teams? Do we want to make any customizations to the simulation itself? I'll go over those options in our next video here. But to recap, in this video, we looked at how to create our course on Capsim. We went through the course setup wizard, or we could have copied a former course template. We input our course description. We selected which simulation we wanted to use. We decided whether or not to include an exam or any additional modules. We input how our students will pay to get into the sim, and then we reviewed all the information before we submitted it. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video. We'll pick up where we left off in the next one. Bye now.